How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining me. If you're watching this now or later, either one's fine. So I thought I would just check in to talk a little Florida State football and talk about some concerts I went to over the weekend. I'm not going to keep it too long, unless I ramble too long, which has been known to happen. But so yeah, I'm going to start with the concert talk first. Over the weekend, I was fortunate to get to see two awesome shows. First one was Def Leppard. That one I wasn't planning on going to as much as I wanted to go. I was going to go to the Slash concert the next night in Clearwater, and I live in the South Florida area, so it's about a 4 hour drive. So I decided, forget it. Just we'll take it easy that I'll take it easy that night, and then because I had to get up early to go to Clearwater, and a good friend of mine, Tom, called me a few days before and said, "I just got two comp tickets. Uh, would you like to go?" Couldn't have said yes fast enough. So we went to Def Leppard with my other friend Chris. That vlog is up. We had a blast. I mean, I don't think the vlog even like shows just how much of a good time we had. It was good vlog, but I mean, as far as just like the way we were about it, Def Leppard. Let me tell you, if you're a fan and you have a chance to see them, just do it. They still sound like it's 86, 88. I mean, they're that on point at their age is now. I mean, they're in the 60s, but you wouldn't know that on stage. That they were that good. Phenomenal show. They hit the important songs. They went into the catalog a little bit, some older songs. Um, I was telling Tom and Chris, I was like, they're coming out guns a blazing tonight. It was the fourth time I had seen them. I mean, all the times I've seen them, to be honest, is in the last 2, 3 years. Um, but this one was the best by far. Um, Top to bottom. It was phenomenal. So we had a blast there. Please check out that vlog. And then the next night, I got to go to see Slash in Clearwater. Got up early, drove to Clearwater. Well worth it. Um, if you don't know, Slash is my favorite guitarist of all time. And he has a new album out called Orgy of the Damned. And it's a blues theme album because he's really passionate about blues. So he's on tour for that album. And I didn't care. I can't say I'm the biggest blues fan ever, but I respect it. But if Slash is playing, I want to be there. And I'm so glad I went. And with my ticket, I got to go to a sound check for him. I couldn't film at the sound check or record anything. They were strict as can be about that. They said, you can pull your phone out. We'll probably ask you to leave. And when they said probably, that means they probably will. So yeah, that being said, we got there and they warned us about that again because we were told in the email first, and they warned us again. And they said while he's on stage, like, please don't just not heckle him, but just, hey Slash, or what's your favorite this? Like they didn't want us bothering him like that because he's there to work and get everything ready for the show that night. So I completely respect that. But some people did say some things, and he was super nice every time somebody did. And it wasn't really a sound check like I expected. I thought, oh, we'll just go through some tunes, make sure everything's right, yada yada. No, they did like 6, 7 songs. Like you got like a almost a full show there. It was awesome. And at the end, Slash, and I wish I could have filmed this. Slash came down off the stage and gave everyone a guitar pick. And he came right by me, and I don't get awestruck too easily. But for Slash, yeah, I did a little, and he fist bumped me, and I just thanked him, and he was such a nice guy. So that night I went back to the show, and it was awesome show. And Robert Randolph, if you're not familiar with him, the steel guitar guy, uh, look him up. He's awesome. He was part of the show as well, and his band was fantastic with Tosh Neal and the other guys, the drummer and the bass player. I forgot their names. They were great too. I really enjoyed that show. So yeah, and then next day, I went to Hogan's restaurant, Hulk Hogan's restaurant in Clearwater. I had breakfast there. It was awesome. I made a vlog for that today, a short vlog, but just wanted to put a little something up for you guys. And I went to his shop after that, and then I drove home. So that was it for that. Hard to believe we are tomorrow. Tomorrow will be 8 days away from kickoff. Crazy. Um, a lot of Knoll fans are already in Dublin for the game. They got there 9, 10 days early. And you know what? They're not going to be bored there. That's for sure. There's a lot to do there. I'm looking forward to getting there, knock wood. I'm stopping in London on the way for 3 days. It's just a bucket list I really wanted to hit. But I got a feeling I'm going to see a lot of posts of people in Dublin, even more posts, more people getting there. And it's going to make me really want to get there. So that's fine. I'm excited to get to London. I'm excited to go there. Dublin has really rolled out the red carpet for both teams. Nothing against Georgia Tech personally, but I expect there'll be a lot more Florida State fans there. And Dublin's even come out and said that uh, what they're expecting to gross from the weekend, over 100 million of their money. I forgot. I think they're euros. I'm not sure, or Dublin money, but of their type of currency, over 100 million, which is awesome. I hope they do well. Um, I think it's a great experience for the fans and for the players. And it says a lot about Florida State fans that you tell us to go to Orlando, we go to Orlando and show up. You tell us to go to LA, we show up. You tell us to go to Dublin for a first game, we show up there. And what was cool was people have had a year and a half to get ready for this game, from when they announced the game, which is well done. I even looked just for the heck of it of other games that are going there, and they already have the game for next year and 2 years from now planned. Um, so that committee there is doing a really good job. Um, and I even spoke the other day by text through a friend. I got to talk to the person who represents the Irish consulate of Miami. And if you're not familiar, that's the group that helped bring FSU to that game, that reached out to FSU and gauged interest and everything. So they're excited to have us there, and it's awesome. Um, it should be a cool atmosphere. I'm really excited. I can't even like imagine it right now, and that's because I'd never been there, and B, Dublin's like a real party pub drinking kind of town, and that's what Florida State fans like. So it's kind of a match made in heaven there. So okay, moving away from that, we'll get back to that later. But just from what I've gathered from the reports, practice reports, as we're getting closer to the game, where they're starting to install the game plan for Georgia Tech, which is good to hear. It means you're getting closer when you hear installation. Um, as I mentioned before, like, don't freak out about the wide receiver talk that they were struggling a little bit. I really wasn't that worried about the position. Yeah, I understand that you lose a Keon and Johnny, you're going to have some setbacks, and I expect that. But I said we had talent. We just had to, it might take a little longer to come along. And from what I've heard the last 2 days of practice, the wide receivers have really stepped up and played awesome. So there you go. A lot of people can I got some friends who were stressing out so much about it that I said, good, you guys can worry about it. For me, I'm not going to worry about it then, because I trust Mike and how he runs his offense, and you have an experienced quarterback, which is nice. And I've heard great things about the O-line and the running game. So if the running game goes well and the O-line blocks well for the running game, that should open up the passing game. I mean, that's basic football, and I think Mike gets that, of course. So that's it for that. I'm going to try to do a live stream in London or Dublin, if possible. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how that goes. Just maybe an update on how the trip is going and what I think of the game. Because honestly, usually 8 days, like last year before LSU, 8 days before the game, you had got so much talk about the matchup itself. What LSU brought to the table, what we brought to the table. You heard from LSU reporters. You really knew everything inside and out. That hasn't been the case for the Georgia Tech matchup in itself. I understand it's a conference matchup, and we played them a bunch, and Georgia Tech's not as hyped the game as LSU. But, Georgia Tech's not a bad team. Haynes King is back, who's a quarterback at A&M. He's experienced there now because he was there last year. The running backs are there. They got a new D coordinator. I'm not sleeping on this team. I don't agree with the point spread. I think 12 and a half is just too much, but I don't gamble. So don't go by what I say there. Go by the professionals there. Yeah, that's it for that. Trying to think. So if there's anything in Dublin you want to see as far as Noel related, the plan right now is for me to go to College Game Day the Saturday before the game. I want to try to get some content there. I'm sure Florida State fans are really going to treat Kirk Herbstreit with such kindness and affection. And if you believe me there, I could sell you some waterfront property in Arizona, because it's not going to be the case. So that's it for that. I think that's it. If you see the stream later and got any questions or ideas for Dublin, London or Paris, trust me, I'm open to it. I can make some moves and try to make some changes to the itinerary. I've left some stuff open for that flexibility because I've learned in a trip it's good to be a little bit flexible instead of having everything planned before you get there. Um, as far as Dublin goes, I do have tour as of now a tour planned there as well, but I wanted to leave Friday open so I could just enjoy the city and the Florida State aspect of it. From the fans by then should be there in full. Even though I think by Friday they'll have been there for a few days because of the travel. And Pat McAfee show and just the atmosphere Florida State related. And there'll be a lot of meetups. Award Chant has a meetup, I think the Thursday night there, or Friday night. Friday night at a bar, Temple Bar, not Temple Bar, but the district, Temple Bar District, which I had to learn. Believe it or not, I thought Temple Bar was just the bar itself, but it's actually a district in Dublin. It's very popular. So that's it for that. And thank you for the support, man. The channel's grown. Got some good news on the numbers. I'm gonna work harder to give you guys more stuff. Do more of these in the season. I hope to get more people on these, and I'm going to advertise them more. I have not advertised any of these. I kind of just jump on right away, and it's not fair to you guys. So I will. I'll promote it more when I think of a time in my head, and I will work hard to get some guests on who would make it more interesting instead of just hearing me ramble. So that's it for now. Take care. Talk to you later. Thanks for the support. And if you got any questions later, please drop them in the comments. Take care.